I just woke up. I slept overnight in the parking lot of the Cracker Barrel here in Mobile, Alabama. It was a cold, cold night, so that's why I have this. It got down to like 35 degrees. Just doing a very quick shopping trip at Walmart. Egg, Swiss cheese, tomato, wrap. So I found this cool little park here. I think it's a good place to set up shop and make some lunch. Here's what we're working with. I'm gonna use some tempeh for protein. Then I got some, this avocado is still good. It looks bad, but there's an avocado, cucumber, hummus. So you can't stand in here, so I always have to kneel on my sleeping bag. The final product. So good. I just made it to Louisiana. First order of business is to return this Amazon package, just getting some gas. Here's my dinner for tonight, just some Greek yogurt with banana and nuts. So I slept overnight here at the Cracker Barrel, about 30 minutes away from New Orleans. So I'm just gonna head to Planet Fitness, take a shower, and then drive into the city. Just took a shower. Yes, I'm wearing the same clothes, but it's because I'm gonna go biking around. So I know I'm gonna get sweaty again. So it's looking like a crazy mess in here, but there was a bunch of stuff in the front of the seat that I'm just moving to the back of the van, just so I don't get broken into in New Orleans. I'm making some eggs right now, but now that I moved the stuff in the front seat to the back, this is what we're dealing with. It is a complete pigsty in here. It's so nice out today. It's like perfect weather for biking. So I'm just wandering the street. There's a person back there with a pet goat. Biking back before dark just to be safe, but I think I've made it to the start of the parade. Yay, my van was still here. Wasn't stolen. Crazy mess in here. But here's dinner for tonight. How do you feel right now? It's amazing! So I slept here last night in Uptown. Even though this is like the safest neighborhood in New Orleans is known for car theft and car break-ins, so I was worried about that. I did not sleep very well. If you saw yesterday, I had to move all the stuff from the front seat to the back, so I was literally like sleeping on garbage last night. Felt like the biggest bum. Okay, I guess this is what Tuesday morning, the official day of Mardi Gras, is like in New Orleans at 7 o'clock. Okay, so I'm on the Tulane campus right now. I kind of just wanted to check it out. I almost applied to medical school here, but then I decided not to. Kind of regretting it now. Just brushing my teeth. Very sweaty, but I got the New Orleans iced coffee. Craziness. But I'm making a barbecue tempeh salad wrap. Coffee is making me broke. It's at the French truck coffee shop, helping a student with his essay. I spent way too much money on buying coffee. I walked around campus this morning, and I'm kind of in search of my next journalism story. And there's all these like metal canisters, and they're called whippets. They're basically nitrous oxide. I have not seen it this bad. So I was at the coffee shop. I saw a group of 3 girls who were studying, and I asked them, and they said it's definitely a problem, but they didn't really know much. So I've just been on the Tulane campus. I walked up to a frat house, and I was talking to the guys, but they thought I was a cop, so they wouldn't let me like inside. Don't know how I'm gonna get more information in an ethical way, but I'm working on it. This is what it looks like. So I was just at the garden/bocce court, and I stopped in and I talked to 2 students. They actually had a decent amount to say. So I went up to the police officer there. I told her what I'm doing and asked her if she knows really anything about whippets, or she could tell me anything, or how big of a problem it is. And she's like, I can't tell you anything, I'm sorry, or else I'll get in trouble. So that was a dead end. But now I've just been kind of walking around, approaching different students, asking them to tell me what they know. So I'm just biking back now, but a very, very successful day. And I actually did get to talk to 2 students for about 30 minutes on the quad. I told them we can keep it completely anonymous, and they did share with me that they are users of whippets, and it's especially a very common thing for Tulane students to do during Mardi Gras. They just kind of shared with me how many they do, what it feels like, the cost. So it was super, super interesting. And I really appreciate them for their honesty. Dinner for tonight. Okay, just took a shower at Planet Fitness. I don't think I've ever needed a shower so desperately. I needed that shower so badly from biking miles and miles yesterday and today. Pita and hummus. Just woke up, slept overnight here. Finally, a nice, restful sleep. Just went into Winn-Dixie supermarket. Got some ice and bananas. Breakfast for today, just 2 eggs, cheese on toast. So I'm still in New Orleans, just at a Panera. So working on a bunch of different projects. I was sending a lot of different emails. Now I just decided to get a little lunch. I was talking to another fellow traveler, maybe homeless, here. He was giving me some advice on like where to go, because I was telling him I was gonna go to Texas next and maybe California. He's originally from California, so it was cool talking to him. At the fuel meeting, super sleepy, tired, because I had 2 Zoom meetings back to back. The first Zoom meeting was with the executive director and 2 other staff members at Alianza Nacional de Campesinas. Hope I'm saying that right. It's a national organization that supports migrant farm workers, particularly women. The second meeting I had was with Alma Galvan, who works for the Migrant Clinicians Network, and it was just super cool to learn from her. At this point, I'm like eating for sustenance. Dinner for tonight, views. Dinner part 2 / dessert. Ran into the market. Did not sleep very well last night at all. It was probably the most humid it has ever been inside that little van, even with the fan on. But I just ran into the market back here, got a bar of soap. One thing I've noticed about Louisiana is that older women always call me baby. And I think it's just funny. I just worked out and took a shower at Planet Fitness. Breakfast for today that I just made in the parking lot. So I'm just in a Panera now. Got coffee, of course, and I just had a meeting with Myra Reeder, who is the Occupational Safety and Health Project Director at Farm Worker Justice, which is an organization based in Washington, D.C. So super cool to just talk to her. Sorry, it's a little messy in here, but just making some oats. What I do for the oats is I use a little bit of almond milk, throw in a banana, and then some almond butter. I always have like 2 apples a day. Okay, back in Panera. Coffee number 2. So I'm emailing the public affairs team of the New Orleans Police Department. I just have several questions regarding the legality of whippet use. So I'm really hoping they get back to me soon. My guilty habit. Just in Walmart doing a little shopping trip. Dinner for tonight, some fish, tomato, cucumber, and barbecue tempeh. Breakfast for today. So I drove to LaPlace, Louisiana, because I'm gonna go to Reserve, which is part of what's known as Cancer Alley. There's a lot of chemical plants set up along the Mississippi River, and residents in these communities face incredibly high rates of cancer. So I really want to kind of investigate and explore that. I have a lot of different projects going on all at once, so I really need to find out how to balance it all. But for now, I just got a coffee and I'm working to feed my coffee addiction. So I'm at this library in Reserve. They gave me like my own little room, which is super nice. Finally got a response from Gabe, who works for the public affairs team for the New Orleans Police Department. But his response was not helpful at all. He was just basically saying like, these revised statutes are publicly available. which will answer your questions. But I'm trying to make sure that these statutes are the most up-to-date. So I think I'm gonna send a follow-up. But it's annoying when you can't get like a clear response from the people who are supposed to give you the clear response. So I called the Tulane Health Center and told them that I'm working on a research project about the dangers of recreational use of nitrous oxide. And I said I was interested in getting in contact with one of the doctors there who I saw was an MPH. She's not in the office today, she's at a conference, but she'll be in Monday and she'll hopefully get back to me. So that worked. I said I'm an incoming MD, MPH student, and I'm doing a sort of research project on exploring the dangers of nitrous oxide. So framing it that way, I think, helped a lot. So I'm in Reserve now, which is about 45 minutes out of New Orleans. But it's literally the middle of nowhere because you have to pull off the highway and drive like 20 minutes. But then I was just crossing the intersection and I saw Sophie and Josh, my friends from Quebec who I've been traveling alongside. So we just they pulled off. I pointed, I'm like, I'm going this way, and they pulled off. And it was super funny. It was super funny to run into them. Sorry for the messy hair. Too lazy to take a shower, but I just made a nice little egg wrap for lunch. I just stepped out to take a 30-minute meeting outside with a high school student's mom. I was kind of explaining about the process of getting into medical school. Just gonna work out and take a shower at Planet Fitness. This one's actually really, really nice. Just a spinach salad, some oats for dinner part 2. Just made my regular breakfast of 2 eggs. So I'm currently in LaPlace / Reserve, Louisiana. It was kind of noisy just because there's this train that like whistles every 1 hour really, really loudly. But other than that, slept okay. Back in Planet Fitness. Ran on the treadmill like 2 miles, then took a shower. I'm eating my very, very first po' boy right now. Back to Reserve, back to passing the DuPont plant. Still a little hungry, so I just made this little snack. But this small little library in Reserve are so incredibly nice. Like, the study room is there for you. I was there all day and they just closed and they were like, it was a pleasure having you. It's so funny. The last guy there yesterday thought I was European based on my accent because he'd never heard a New Jersey accent before. Anyway, it's just this like library, this small little town, so I'm guessing they don't get many visitors. I just have a meeting with a student who I'm tutoring, helping him with his essays, but the library closed, so I came to this McDonald's, but I didn't buy anything, so hopefully they don't get mad at me. Just made some Amy's organic lentil soup. Eating my soup. Okay, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up. Consider subscribing and leaving a comment down below and sharing it with your friends. I would really appreciate it. But with that, I hope you have a super awesome day.